You can't take your luggage. Crime stopper here for us, bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor, if you see you must talk it. I mean you cheche. Do it for your safety. If you see don't keep it. You must part to report it. Crime stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime stopper, keeping us safe, the stopping crime for all of us. Crime stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime stopper, keeping us safe, the stopping crime for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is here for you. Remember, you see it, you report it. This is a message from your own self, Omen Sam-Sion.
Crime stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime stopper, keeping us safe, the stopping crime for all of us. Crime stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime stopper, keeping us safe, the stopping crime for all of us.
Yes, indeed. I'm quite sure that by now, all of the issues with our sound on the live is good. So for those of you following and watching live, please indicate whether the sound quality is better now, so that we will commence. Whether you're watching via the YouTube or the Facebook, all of the other online platforms, just indicate to us, and then we know exactly if the live is good, right? I see somebody on the YouTube is saying, I don't know what that. Yes, you're saying so. Yeah, because he said YW. Okay, somebody say, okay, hey, but I think we need to recognize it because we say the last time it's important that we, consider.
Just Facebook user. I don't know why is this. So maybe we can recognize a couple of them.
Yes,
but many of them names just coming as Facebook user instead of their real name.
There's some kind of issue.
And the only name here is Emmanuel Bro. Emmanuel Bro says
Emmanuel is watching from YouTube.
Yeah, Emmanuel says, "Good morning, Abu Sharif and Hagar Gunda, my fellow viewers from Minnesota, USA. I am this morning, Monday, November 11, watching my favorite breakfast show, the Freedom Morning Rush on Freedom Radio 7.9 in Monrovia." Oh, he says he's watching in Monrovia. Okay, anyways, in Monrovia, yeah. So all the other names aren't coming.
He is in Minnesota.
Yeah, he's in Minnesota, but he's watching from Liberia. From Monrovia here, but so far
the rest of the other people, your name not coming.
It's just coming as Facebook user. I don't know why is that.
But we'd like to recognize and thank all of you for joining us. So here got the cash giveaway.
Yeah.
Last week we did the 3 wise men.
We started doing the 3 wise men, and I think it was good for many of our followers who won on that day or on last week. But yes, we are here. The 3 wise men will continue on this Wednesday and Thursday. But today is 5,000 that we are giving out. So what you can do today is to win your 5K. How you can win that? It's just the normal thing. Star 799 hash. Okay, then you reply with number 11. Then good, you are set to win for yourself 5,000 Liberian dollars this morning. So yes, just for 100 Liberian dollars, you can win 5,000. That one can start your day in the meantime while we're talking about the other ones and things. Between now to Wednesday, we'll be giving out another BB money. Yeah, that one can say BB money. So yes, Abu, what's up? How is it?
Yeah, so that's what is it. I mean, it is $5,000 up. So you want to be part of those that won on the 3 wise men last week's edition. This is your chance. You play now, you win, and then you get set for the three wise men.
Yeah.
And the feedbacks are good. Most of our friends call and say, "Oh no, my man, the other program here is great, and we think this one here should stay forever." I said, "No, that one not in our preview."
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but at least you guys are getting the dividend of this program, and that's exactly why we keep advocating. But this is it, right? So that is done with, and now we have to consider other things. Over the weekend, also the Liberia Broadcaster Association, National Broadcaster Association, held its maiden edition, recognizing the contribution and, of course, sacrifices of Liberian broadcaster. As much as people will not, for the most part, understand the sacrifices and everything that we go through and put in. Yeah, so it was a very colorful event, highlighting and, of course, identifying and recognizing the outstanding performance of broadcasters in the country. And our own Wendell Nimle, I'm told, was honored as the best broadcast journalist for the year 2024. I think it's a proud for our institution.
Sure.
Right? And we'd like to congratulate Mr. Wendell Nimle, the nation's terminator, and of course the Freedom FM. That is to tell you the depth of quality we have here.
Yeah.
And I mean, it speaks volume to all of the naysayers out there. Trust me, we have the cream de la cream in the Liberian broadcast space in Liberia. In spite of your subjective political opinions about what we do here, but we know in any broadcast media setting, the people that can dominate some or they're just few, but at the end of the day, this is exactly what it is. So we are proud of everything we do, the contributions we make. So we'd like to congratulate Mr. Wendell Nimle and all the other winners on the award, and congratulate, of course, the organizer, my own good friend, Ricky Jiplo, DJ Asaboy, and his team. I'd like to say congratulations. This is, an exciting innovation. It's good for our country, because an unexamined life is not worth living. So you can't just keep doing anything. There has to be an examination, system. And I see this award as a process that examines and come out in honoring and then setting the benchmark for all of the other broadcasters to follow.
Yeah. And it's a good thing. At least we can celebrate our own with their name for the achievement, and I'm not surprised. Yes, he's one person who have been there. Yes, his voice is one of the qualities on the radio that every listener will want to always follow, and his line of presentation, and yes, his control over grammar as well. All of these things help. So yes, it's good. So I'm not surprised, but we have to join him now, join others to celebrate him. But yes, when he asks me, are you surprised? No, I am not surprised, but he deserves it, and we can say congrats when they're.
So at the recent Russia-Africa summit, news coming in says that the Russian government, through its Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov, announced at the inaugural Russia-Africa Partnership Forum that they were advanced in negotiation to establishing an embassy in Liberia.
Okay.
Way before now, based on everything that's happening, we told you that this government was doing business with the Russian, that this government was having conversation with the Russian, and there were elements and, finding ways to start dealing with the Russians and all of that. So this is coming up. We're still trying to gather all of the details around it. And a deputy minister, Ibrahim Nien, for International Cooperation and Economic Integration, I'm told, led the Liberian delegation at the forum, and we'll try contacting him, right? If we can have him talk to us and talk to the Liberian people about the rationale informing this, which is some way, and way different from the diplomatic history and record and position of Liberia. So what is informing this this change, this flip towards Russia? Russia, what does Liberia stand to benefit? And, it don't have to be. We got to look at our diplomatic engagement beyond the short term,
The
medium
short
term.
term, medium
We have to
term,
also look
yeah.
at the long term, and objective and security implications and all of that. What does that mean to our relationship, our existing relationship with other countries? Now that we are putting in, and we all are aware that the Russians have been doing a whole lot. They've been encroaching on Africa. I mean, diplomatically, they've been already moving deep into sub-Saharan Africa,
and
Liberia is the
and
latest.
some are even attributing them to let's say some are attributing the plan or why should I say this organization of the ECOWAS to the Russia's interference. So Russia now is fighting to get Africa's under its control. So that's why you see why all along Russia had not been able to bring out this Russia-Africa partnership. But in the space of this now, Russia is wanting to gain control of the world. The issue between them is, unless we can see when Donald Trump take over, but the issue between Russia has been America, their relationship, they and America's relationship. So what is currently happening? Countries that are under maybe countries that got great respect for America and countries that are working along with Americas are countries that they are pushing. Countries that are working with America, the France and other things. These are countries that they are fighting to gain control of. So you see them now. The Russia-Africa partnership is going to give them the opportunity, and then you will see them dishing out resources like other countries can do. Yes, then Africa we already let begging. So once you see you can give money loosely, especially on our baka in the country, then we start moving towards you. So that's where we are.
And they still get the people yellow machine.
Yeah, the yellow machine packing. We pay for a year, but we bring
some point in the government can want they too smart, they something be doing all kinds of things, right? And but we told you that the realities will come to light. These kinds of things, you don't do them undercover and you expect that they will just remain there. But let's see how far all of these things go. The president has been, the last time he went on, he said, when Canada, he said, a son and coming open embassy. That person around opening embassies, what the money been high, it's not easy, right, folks? So, but that is that with all of that. And again, let's remind you that $5,000 up for grab on the cash giveaway, *799 *70#. And of course, we're gonna be observing. We're gonna be observing for the threshold. Once we reach the threshold, then we will begin giving out the monies. So all you have to do is to grab your Lone Star cell phone and make sure you have at least $100 Liberian on it. So you can have more than 100, and then the more you play, the better your chances are to win. *799 *70 *799 hash. You select option number 11. Sorry, *799 hash. You select option number 11. With a few seconds, you enter the currency that you love to play out of 1 or 2, which is US or Liberian dollars, and then of course you enter your password to confirm the transaction. And of course, once you've completed that process, you're in the draw. You're in the you're already inside for the draw to be done to see whether you are part of the lucky winner that will be walking away with 5,000 Liberian dollars. And we are talking to. The moment we say it, we send it on your phone. So this is no propaganda. Elections are over. We're reporting exactly as things are. Unless you want to tell us that the government did not send a representation to the Russia-Africa Forum. Unless you also want to tell us that Sergei Lavrov did not indicate the desire of the Russian government to establish, and of course, an embassy in Liberia. And these are the end product in diplomatic engagements. The moment now you have reached to the point of establishing mission, then that means all of the prior negotiations and backstage discussions are yielding on them. You're finalizing
every conversation.
And so basically, we are telling you that this is when we used to tell you, then you are considering it a propaganda. And the fruit of all of what we discussed, and the terrible things they were doing with the Russians and blah, 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 it's coming to light now. Thank God it's happening now. And all of us, we're sitting, we're watching. The only thing we got to tell Mr. Bwaka is our safety and the security of this country, not only today, but the future of our children, rests on him. Because any decision Mr. Bwaka take now has the ability to jeopardize the future and peace of this country.
Yeah.
So you don't want to go enter us into some kind of relation. You're a 6-year president. You can't damage our entire safety in your 6 years. When you move from there on, then we'll start
suffering.
Right?
You know where to be from.
Russia came on the continent and started engaging these junta leaders. And, you know, the way they started coming in the country was not even constructive. I mean, on the continent was not constructive. So now they're trying to infiltrate democracies. And they're infiltrating weak democracies. And from all indication, our system now, as it seems, appear very porous. There is people entrusted with high security positions. They are compromised. Their greed for money, compromise their integrity, and of course professionalism. They can buy into anything. And the highest up in government themselves are there doing shitty deals. The moment people get used to illicit financial transactions and all of that, trust me, they can compromise gravely. And these grave compromises, and, you know, endangers the future and the safety of the country. And that's what we are saying. So, folks, this is even more serious. But like I said, we're going to keep on this, and we'll bring you everything relative to Bwaka push for partnership and relationship with the Russian. The last time we'll look in history, the last time Labrador did that, where did we end up? And you all can go back in history to look at that, Hagar.
And like you said, Abu, it's about time now that we start to speak more about this, to ensure that Liberians are informed and our partners as well are informed and know every step along the way, so that when it happens tomorrow, and I'll be like, you guys are the watch talk, you sat there, what happened, you knew about it, you did not see anything. So that's why some of these things are important for us to talk about. And we are not against you establishing relationship or improving the relationship between Liberia and, of course, Russia. If it existed before, yes, there's a need that you rekindle that relationship. But to what extent are you rekindling the relationship? What are the pros and cons? What are the what could be our own side of the bargain? What is also Russia's own side of the bargain? So that it don't just be like, oh yes, only because we want, so we should allow. Then when we allow, now they give. The giving becomes problem for us tomorrow. This government was elected for 6 years, and whatever that will happen, whatever decision that this government would take, will have a lifetime impact or effect on the country's existence. So that's why we will always sit and want to call on leaders to be able to read between the lines. Don't just prioritize your own selfish interest, but at least let's ensure that Liberians and even the country itself can be considered and prioritized in every decision making. And opening Russia's embassy here in Liberia is a good thing. There are Liberians here who will want to go to Russia for other reasons. But in what faith is Russia doing that? Especially looking at Russia's current activities now, where they are trying to infiltrate the African system, and they're trying to get control of African leaders, African countries. And trust, these are countries. Russia is a country that is supporting junta. So Russia will allow you undemocratically remove your president. Then they start to work with you, and then see how they can influence you, electing leader. So once you are able to remove your president at one step, and when they get you, when they support you, and you are elected by your people, then now what they believe is that they get hold of your country, they get hold of you, then they start to use you to raise to start to support the African continent. You see, now we're talking about African countries out of 4 or countries that make up the West African, the ECOWAS bloc. Our guys are saying there are 2 or 3 wants to leave. All of these things is not something that any Liberian or any African with a mind of with a developmental mind, with a security mind, will want to encourage. So yes,
but it is not that Liberia does not have a diplomatic relationship with relations with Russia. No, the Russian embassy in Ghana, right, represents Russia in Liberia.
Okay,
so whoever the ambassador in Ghana has an oversight, on Monrovia and all of that. So it has been like that for many years. So we are only interested in understanding from our government what is informing the decision to move a step further to establishing, its embassies in Liberia. So what new of a development that has happened that we are not aware of, that has informed the government or the Ministry of Foreign Affairs decision to push through with ensuring that Russia comes very close to Liberia. And it's important we have relationship, and looking at the ongoing tension between the West and the East, and Russia particularly, in the face of that, these kinds of critical decisions are being made. It's important to be open and speak to the country and let the country know, so that we all are aware, so that we don't wait for things to go bad. Before we start coming, we have to do this. No, it's important, as nobody is questioning. The government has the right to do what she has to do, but equally we too have our right to also ask the government on, why are you committing our country this way? In spite of the fact that we are this way, why are you taking our country on this side? What is the nature of this commitment? It's important. Because, last week the American took a decision. They elected and re-elected Mr. Donald Trump. And a lot of the officials, top brass in the Buckeye government, openly and clearly declared their support for Kamala Harris. Even the head of his EPS, Executive Protection Service, is on his social media handle. You can go and check it out. That guy was clear and endorsing Kamala Harris. So top up in the national security architecture of the Buckeye administrations were clear on their position in the U.S. election. Even the president pro tempore. So that information is out there. And to their surprise and dismay, Trump has emerged as winners. So that has caused that kind of sad feeling in the Buckeye kitchen cabinet, right? So could that be informing this move? Could that be informing this decision, thinking that, we had it with the Kamala won, our relationship with the U.S. will have been this, but since that is not the case, so we can begin to explore other opportunities, Russia, China, and all of these. So it's in your purview, but we are talking about the aftermath effect on our country, the future, right? The short term, the medium term, and the long term. It's important for us to understand, be clear, and be vivid. That's why we engage Dr. Ibrahim Nye to understand exactly. Good that he made the representation according to what we've gathered from our source, right? And then let's understand exactly what is the nature of this conversation and speak to the Liberian people. So right now, we're not going to form any kind of opinion on it, blah, blah, blah. Irrespective of the fact that we have what we have, right? We'll give the government the benefit of the doubt to come back and report to the country. When the government refuses not to report to the country, then that means they got something they're hiding. Then we will tell you now. Right? Hagar?
Yeah, you're right, Abu. And that should be at least what it should be like. Now when people want to like hide things and come under cover and be running, no, we don't want it that way. We just want a clear explanation of what it could be like. We just want a clear explanation of what this relationship will offer Liberia and Liberians. so that it don't just be another, because all of these things will have like I said, trickle down effect or impact on the country. So when we know, we can be souring our relationship with other allies and partners, with somebody who will get absolutely nothing to offer us. So we can be doing that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we go start seeing many missionaries,
Yeah.
and all kind of funny men in the country. Already our own security, now even stable. People money executive mansion can be asking for co-water money. That the country you can see that one. Security men, but they got in the president motorcade. That in like, bro, you can see that one to that level. And they still be at moment driving something.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be frank. You can't be doing that kind of thing. You gotta be something you mining that kind of VIP area. Then somebody go there, every person come and say, man, you gotta drive me. No, man. So that's how our country looking. All right now. So when we getting people like Russia, then we have to be very, very clear and explain some things. Like small like Guinea, right? Guinea threatening our men, and they're doing all kind of things, all coming to. So last week we were on this conversation about the fellow who was surreptitiously taken out of Monrovia Central Prison by higher ups in the Brakai security, and under the cloud of darkness, we have been made to understand was surrender to the junta leadership in Guinea. And we read all of the necessary legal documents, the court papers, and all of that, which clearly indicated that all of the crimes that the Liberian government had levied on this fellow were baseless. There were no proof, there were no facts to have held this man. And in spite of all of that, folks from the top security of the Brakai government still surrendered this man, surreptitiously went to the Monrovia Central Prison, grabbed this man, bundled him up, hid him from his lawyer, hid him from his family and everybody. And it is believed that this man has been turned over to the Guinean junta. This is clearly in violation of international laws, international humanitarian laws, human rights laws, and of course, ECOWAS protocol. And you understand? So that is the reason why we are going to be looking at this, asking our government again, because you say we can be so distant, we'll be giving them the benefit of that. But I will come and respect your government small, will come and respect you small. So when we respect you, must respect yourself. And that respect is when we tell you, say, oh, Baga, I didn't want you to get consent, you must speak to us. When you refuse, you don't talk to us about it, then we'll get problem with you. Then we'll go back to our old thing. And this is it, Hagar. This is important.
Yes.
Because this subject has very huge national security implication. Very, very. And as journalists, we understand our duties, we understand our responsibility to national security. So as much as, so we understand sensitive issues, sensitive subject, and so when we are discussing it, that's why we need the government to speak. Because we have to be careful on how we form opinion around these kinds of critical, sticky, and cross-border security matters. It's very, very important. Because some of what we have gathered so far over the weekend surrounding this thing, we hope these things are not true. But the government need to speak to the country.
Yeah.
Yes, the security, the police, Gregory, you see, Gregory, when you get used to this small thing being not correct. That work in poor country in problem. You be security man whole day because you won't do TikTok, you won't do the other thing, money being and cover your whole head now, you passing around. Anybody bring small money, anybody bring small money. You leave doing it now until the one you not can put yourself in problem. Folks, we can be talking anything ordinary Liberian way, but it's important. Very important matters we're talking. So we all have to be very, very careful and watch this thing and our contribution to this because it's scary. You can't be doing business with a junta. That people not get rude. They didn't respect law. They didn't respect nothing. They didn't respect nothing. That it's just a rebel. That rebel people. And you understand? So democratic government can't be doing relationship or doing business with that kind of people. What can just wake up they just do all kind of things, right? So to be hearing that, and our people in business with them, they have to tell us why. How did we reach that far? What is the understanding between Liberia and that junta? As far as we are aware, per the record, the Liberian government condemned and distanced herself from the junta in Guinea. We don't know if that has changed. When former President Weah was here, when that man took power, illegally took power, the Liberian government was clear. ECOWAS, AU, everybody. All of the international organizations, the regional bodies were part of. The position are clear on the Guinean, the Malian, the Burkinabe, and we are clear. We're not supposed to be doing business with these people. These people are not democratic. They don't respect human rights. They don't respect nothing, absolutely nothing. Now, so the lawyer representing this fellow, who now I think the center of the conversation is being shifted towards nationality, which I think for me should be considered secondary in the whole debate, because the action that's been taken, I mean, there is no law that say because the man, I mean, nationality is a triviality in the whole thing. Somebody running, say they come in here and you tell the man, you send the man back. What does that have to do with the man's nationality or not? That's what people can seek asylum, right? When people flee persecution in their country, they reach, right? You have to get justification. And some of the things that when you seek asylum on political persecution, or you're being haunted because of your gender, right? Your gender consideration, maybe, and your life is in danger. People won't kill you, they say, because you identify with the rainbow man.
Yeah.
You can go country, democratic country can host you, right? Keep you until the situation is calm. Then you can go back to your country. And other grave matter. So I don't know whether you came across the Cabinet Jane statement over the weekend, we're told.
Yeah, I read through that communication that Facebook, I think they say his response to what is currently happening. And even over the weekend on Friday when I was here, you listen to Councillor Temster Brown?
No.
I think just please check on the machine there. Yeah, just check on the machine. See the alarm. No, okay. Maybe you want to do it like that, but
That's the LRRC?
No, the Human Rights Commission. The CLR, yes, it's council.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah, so
because, like I said, it's a human rights issue.
Because
so,
he spoke very strongly. You want to do the search from the broad machine? Okay. Yeah. He spoke very strongly. And yes, it was important that we played this. Okay, sorry. Just
right,
yeah, just okay. Let me just be in speech. I will come.
So while we try to lay our hand, let's read the statement. Folks, let's read and bring it up to speed, because Liberians, you have to know what is going on in our country. When the decision was taken, we told you elections are over, but the consequence of our democratic decision, we must all be prepared. And information is powerful. You have to have the information to your fingertip. And that's why we encourage you to come here and let's do this. So information released by Councillor Cabinet M. Jane, one of the counsel for Sheriff. I'm one of the lawyers for Mr. Khalifa Sheriff. He was born here, Crown Hill, Monrovia, unto two Liberian Mandingo parents. His grandfather was Imam Alhaji Mataseku Sheriff of blessed memory, who was one of the most respected imams of the 50s and 60s of the Benson Street Masjid Mosque. A nationally respected religious figure, Imam Alhaji Mataseku Sheriff's funeral was attended here in Monrovia by President William V.S. Todman to honor the imam's inestimable contributions to national building. Although my client, Mr. Khalifa Sherif, spent most of his early childhood life in the Republic of Guinea due largely to the Liberian civil conflict, that does not make him a Guinean national, as is being falsely circulated by Liberian state security officials. It can be recalled that Mr. Sherif's house was raided more than 6 weeks ago, at which time he was arrested and his money and 2 vehicles seized by a joint team of police officers of the Liberia National Police and those of the National Security Agency, NSA. The officers did not present any warrant during the raid. To date, the officers who raided Mr. Sherif's premises under the instructions of the Inspector General of the Police and the Solicitor General, Ministry of Justice, have continued to defy court's order to produce in court all of the items seized from Mr. Sherif. And you see some of the criminality. Holding all of the fatal constant. When you go arrest somebody, everything that you seize from that person is supposed to carry to the court. So your joint security people that go arrest now, they arrest the man, his money, his car, everything they take it. We know what play. Okay, let me just conclude. Right? Then the court asking them, so, oh, Gregory, you please bring the money and thing what your seize from the main house. They can't find it. Up to now, as we speak, they refuse to carry it to the court. It is alarming to learn that early Sunday morning, November 3, 2024, between 3 and 4 a.m., the Police Inspector General, heading a team of security officers, bulldozed their way into the compound of the Monrovia Central Prison and without any reference to the court, physically brutalized and removed Mr. Sherif, the prisoner, away across the border and turned him to the Guinean military junta. Former Minister of Justice, Councillor Kabine Jane, is openly accusing the Inspector General and Solicitor General of Liberia of the felony crime of kidnapping. The illegal removal of Mr. Sherif from Monrovia Central Prison was ordered by senior national security actors of the Boakai government. This act is a concrete demonstration of lawlessness and total disregard for the law under the Boakai administration. Our Councillor Kabine Jane will ensure that Mr. Sherif is released as ordered by the court without any further delay. I will personally organize public demonstrations against national security officers, as I am now convinced that there is no longer any respect for court's order under the current administration. Accordingly, the demonstrations against police officers will continue until the court's orders releasing Mr. Sherif are fully comply with. By Councillor Kabine Jane Hagar. So the same things that we've been singing song all year. What people can listen?
Just play Councillor Don't Stop Brown. Listen,
folks. We playing from the horse's mouth. Yeah. So from the Human Rights Commission, Dempster Brown. Let's listen to Councillor Dempster Brown.
We gave this government, through the security sector, Ministry of Justice, 72 hours to produce this member.
So why are you forgetting the ultimatum?
Because, you see, we don't want people who in the Boakai government to destroy the Omen administration.
The government, through the chief prosecutors, Councillor Augustine Fayaz, said that they are already filed a motion before criminal court to null prosecute.
Under the law, when you're not a prosecutor, it has to be done in open court. To argue that motion, the member must appear in court. In fact, criminal court A judge said the sheriff there to bring him when he went to his return arrest that the court gave me, he disappeared in that day. So we are concerned because we don't want any conflict between citizens of Guinea and Liberia and the government. So those who are responsible for whether they carry him to Guinea or what they deal with him, we are saying that there is no extradition treaty signed between Guinea and Liberia. And if this man were to be sent back, it should be done through the magisterial court under the law.
With the 72-hour ultimatum given to the Ministry of Justice, what's the case they failed to adhere to this? What would be your next course of action?
When the court already contacted the criminal code A to compel, the prosecutor to bring the man.
What petition will you be filing before the court?
Could be a corpus proceeding to force them to produce a living body in the court.
You think that would be the right and legal remedy under the law?
I'm a counselor at law. I've been in the business a long time. That's the proper method. Because they said the man, the non-prosecutor, the case. When and how they did it. When you're non-prosecutor, you have to file the motion before the court, and the court will assign case. They bring the man, have the charges, they turn the man over to his lawyer. But they never did that. They look like that standing. So where is the man?
Getting report that they are already turning the man over to the Guinean government.
It's illegal if they do that. Because that man's life is threatened. A military government.
You think if they turn the man over, they will kill him?
But we don't know, because it happened in Sierra Leone today. We don't know whether that is the inspector of police where he is, because we're in Sierra Leone. And we contacted the human rights group out there. They don't know the word about the man.
In short, your commission is troubled by this news.
Yeah, it is our right as Human Rights Commission that give us the right under the Act 2005 Act to promote and protect the rights of the citizens.
Well, let's talk to you, Councillor Brown.
Okay, so you listen to the human rights people, right? And the reference to the Sierra Leone, at least we can say Sierra Leone is a democracy.
Yeah.
But in the case of Guinea, it's a complete junta.
There's junta leadership there.
And you understand? So the risk is even higher. And the collaboration is not even supposed to happen. Unless they want to tell us what is the new arrangement. And folks, these are the critical things you're asking the national security people, and and of course Gregory Como. If this is a serious, I don't know how concerning this is to Mr. Boakai. And Dempster struck a very key point about the possibility. Because if this is managed carelessly, it has the ability to create friction between Guinea and Liberia.
Yeah.
Right? Assuming their claim, because the lawyer representing the man is providing a narrative. And they're claiming that the government is using that nationality conflict as a cover-up to sway sentiments away and buy sentiment on their side. So Liberian will say, oh, but a Guinean man, they turn over. Whatever the case. Looking at it from an independent human rights perspective, right? The procedure under which that such an extradition must happen, you listen to the councillor, there has to be an existing extradition treaty and that must be followed to the fullest in accordance with the law. You can't just jump up and
there is no extradition treaty between Liberia and Guinea, according to Councillor Brown.
According to Councillor Dempsey,
you listen to that, yeah.
So on what arrangement that Boakai, Gregory Como them, and Augustine Fire them took the fellow from Liberia and sent him out. He said, you nullify prosecute. Can you nullify prosecute a matter in the absence of the accused? That you're the lawyer, then. So you see, we told you that this government has signed up to abusing, violating, and ignoring all of the laws in the country, and things can start small. The time the people violated the 10 law, if the whole country are going to wake up and say, no, our country is supposed to be governed by law, the government and all the people in the system were going to know that you can't do things outside the law. You must respect the court. When the court took a decision, the president went and bypassed the court decision.
And today that
decision stood. And now we have it. So you see why the entire system now is used to bypassing the court, bypassing the law. This is where we are. Higa.
And Abu, it's good. We are getting there small. Someday we'll get there. Councillor Dempster Brown spoke, and you listen to him. And like you said, he struck too many points. One, when it comes to the legal aspect, whether there is an extradition treaty between Liberia and that of Guinea. And if there is any, just in case, was that followed to the letter? When you take case to court, the court tell you, say, even if this guy was to be released by the court, or like the court order for his release, he needed to be in open court. You cannot go ahead and just unilaterally take somebody. And you also listen to Councillor Cabinet Janet, the former Associate Justice. You listen when Abu read his communication. And in that communication, he spoke about how Ibrahima was taken from the prison center. He said look, the time he mentioned, the way he got, how many vehicles went there to take him off. So all of these things signals bad for our country. And now this is another thing, especially this one. It is alarming, and it is more concerning when it comes to the security aspect of our country. You listen to Councillor Dempster Brown. This issue that is happening currently between and the communication also from Councillor Cabinet Janet, two lawyers. These are two lawyers that we are referencing. He said in the communication I read late on last evening, Councillor Janet said this Ibrahima God was born here in Liberia. You saw that?
To what the police are saying.
To what the police are saying. Ibrahima was born here in Liberia, and he even referenced one of Ibrahima's let's say he referenced Ibrahima father's mosque where I think he was an imam.
But yeah, the men area right across the road.
Yeah.
Down the
So all of these things, you know, the only reason we are to where we are now is the 115,000 and our two vehicles that were taken from Ibrahima.
So that means the government puts two down.
The government is trying to not just maybe holistically the government, but individuals connected to this, like the Justice Ministry, the Police Inspector General, and all of these people, they are trying to, I think, call to kill evidence and something like that, damage evidence. So the fight is once Ibrahima is here, his next push, especially when the court has declared that he should be released, it means you got absolutely no case against him. And the next thing is everything that you took from him should be made available to the court. About the first thing is even when the court issue search and seizure, when the court issue search and seizure warrant, when you move, for example, if the court tells you go to Hagar house and search and seize everything or anything that you will find there, and when you move to Hagar house and you seize anything from there, it is not your business to carry to your house. It is not your business to carry to your house. Legal people listening, maybe some of you can call and tell me, say what I'm saying a lie. But it is not your business to carry to your house. If the police or the NSA, blah, 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 any one of them that when we are also told that the search that was done to Ibrahima's house was not, there was no search warrant issue for that. Okay. So even when the court issues search and seizure and you go to search and seize anything, when you seize it, it is not your business to carry to your house, but you carry it on, you bring it under the jurisdiction of the court. And it is the court that will decide. Maybe they will find one room in the court there, the court compound, and tell you, say, keep this material or keep this material there. It is not your business to carry out. So Ibrahima was his place was searched, according to even what his lawyer have said. His place was searched. Money were taken away from him. His vehicles and all of these things were taken away from him. Where is that? Those things were to be brought under the jurisdiction of the court. These are people who claiming that they are implementing laws and other, but they themselves are defaulting and they are disrespecting the laws that they are claiming to be respecting or implementing.
And they can drop people's spirit running beyond Gregor Kumar. They can drop people. So, but let's give us some money. This thing get funny, but it's serious. You go kill the pool, and then you can drop. Then you go get them for about 1,000. You know, come. The train spirit running behind you. So star 799 hash. You follow with a few seconds and follow the instruction. Okay, let's take this person here. Hello, ma'am. Good morning. You're live on the radio. This is Freedom FM.
Yeah.
Okay, what is your name?
My name is Tutu Polu.
I will get my money.
Tutu Polu.
Yeah.
Where are you talking to us from?
From Chicken to Factory Golf.
Oh, okay. Tutu Polu, you play the cash giveaway the money, right?
Yeah.
How many times?
2 times.
2 times?
Yeah.
Okay. You not received the message?
I received it live.
Tutu Polu from Chicken
Yeah.
Factory.
Yeah.
Congratulations, yeah?
All right, thank you.
All right, so you can keep playing as well. There's still more to win. So let's go to the next quickly. And folks, don't overlook it. This is your chance to win. And of course, like we said, the more you play, the better your chances are to win. And that's exactly what we are up to here. So yes, we're gonna see if we can connect with Councillor Cabinet Janet today or tomorrow, and to elaborate more. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Abu, and I'm calling you from Freedom FM.
Yes.
What is your name?
Godwin Parker.
From where?
From Ghanaville.
Okay, you play the cash giveaway, right?
Yeah, I paid this morning.
How many times?
I paid 3 times.
3 times. Congratulations, you won $5,000.
Wow! 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 Yeah, God, you have done it.
Yeah, so
Thank you.
Mr. Parker, check on your phone now. The message there already. The money being in your phone, but you know.
Wow! Thank you.
Okay, that's you can feel the joy and excitement in Mr. Parker, an indication of how difficult Bwaka has made this country, and people are not easy now. So, yeah, okay, the old man that can spoil our country. See, can't rescue. Okay, so let's call another. So you see, we are giving more money out. Star 799, star 70, star 799 hatch. Sorry. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Freedom FM, you're live. You have to move away from your monitor.
Yeah.
This is Freedom FM.
Yeah.
What is your name?
Mary
Chi. You play the cash giveaway?
Yeah.
But how you sounding cool, so what happened?
No, I was sleeping when it message came in. The call came in.
So as soon as you play, then you log on.
Okay.
Hello?
Yes, my money now. Huh?
How many times you play?
1 time.
You play 1 time this morning?
Yes, 1 time.
Okay, but you've won $5,000. Check your phone.
Thank you.
All right, Marichi, congratulations. Okay, so that's what it is. Giving $5,000 or like water. Exactly what we are doing this morning. But all you have to do is just grab your phone and dial star 799 hash. You enter and select option number 11, which is Freedom FM. And once you do, you wait a few seconds and select the currency, because if you are playing in US dollar, that's going to be 70 cents. And for Liberian dollars, it's 100
Liberian dollars.
Yeah, so you select either option 1 or 2. After selecting option number 11, Freedom FM, once you enter the next drop-down menu that comes, you select number 1 or 2. You wait a few seconds and enter your password, your mobile money password to confirm, and then you're good. Today is star 799 hash. You select option number 11. Star 799 hash. You select option number 11. So we are going to hold it right here until we have more plays and all of that. Then we can go into it. But a lot has been said, and we are going to follow this thing. We are going to keep following. We're getting different reports. And again, in conclusion, all we like to say to the Bwaka government and the security is that they must handle this thing with utmost care, because this thing has report national security implication. And we do not think, for whatever inducement purposes, that our country must be put on the fringes of a cross-border, security noise. I'm not sure we're prepared for that. What our country now is grappling with is the economic war that has been launched by the Buckeye Reckless Mission. There is an economic war already existing in the country. Our people are still struggling to grapple with.
Yeah.
We can't fund school fees for our children.
Things are getting difficult day by day.
Things are hard. Livelihood is becoming a challenge. Our businesses are being destroyed. Our people are surviving on small market, and the PPC and PPCC and MCC, useless group of people passing around, taking and stealing and confiscating our people goods.
You witnessed the fight between the PCC and the police on I think Tuesday.
They said for what he said, the police officers are dying for chicken feet,
and Abu, quite frankly,
others are fighting for pork.
Quite frankly, the police is becoming something very terrible, and we are saying this, and apparently no one intend to listen to this, or nobody willing to listen to this. Abu, there is serious lawlessness amongst the police, and the police are growing up every day in unprofessional acts, and nothing is being done. I don't know whether that is the Gregory Coleman's indoctrination that is pushing them to where they are now, or it is just their own lifestyle that they. It would interest you to know that police officers, even the ones from various communities and things, even in the community that they live, they are not behaving professional. They don't intend to behave professional.
And you tend to wonder what is changing the police.
It's becoming bad because
is that because they're not taking pay?
If you are a police officer and you live in a community and there is a situation within the community, what you should be doing is to ensure that you amicably settle that, or you ensure that the people are taken to the police station for proper investigation. But no, that's not the case. The first thing, once things happen, the police takes out. I know of a case where two families were fighting, and because the other guy feel he got connection to this other family, he just came jump on the neck, the opposing family, jump on the lady head, fighting as if to say, these are not things that we want to see in the police. When you are a police officer, you don't have to necessarily be in the street before you know that you are a police officer. No, even in your community. And as we speak, another reckless and useless, but for that one, he and I going braggart today. A man who claimed he's no. The reason is because there is a conversation that we are going to have, and he's going to be there, and I wish he would be there. I pray he will be there. This guy,
but don't get involved.
No, this guy received a communication. Somebody just called him. I don't know, because he got some connection or relationship with the person, and somebody just called him. He cared less to even know what the person called him, what the person saying is something. To even sit and say, let the people investigate for me, I'll recuse myself. Let it go investigate. Even if you and I got friendship, that's what a professional police officer should do. When there is issue, even involving your friend or your family member and the opposite or the opposing side, what you're supposed to do is to recuse yourself and ensure that thing is done independently. The investigation is done, and the person who's wrong should be held liable. But when you start supporting your family or your friend in this kind of habit, because they feel like they feel like, oh yes, when I call a person, he will back me, or she will back me, then it is the recipe for lawlessness. So I don't think we should be doing this. And the police really have to take note, and they really have to take note and ensure that this country, we can't run our country like this. We will always say, hey, Liberia is a country. We cannot run a country like this. The opportunity that many of you got today, at any time the president could choose to dismiss you.
And that is why the point as raised by Councillor Cabinet Jana is key. All of these are indication of a heightened breakdown in the rule of law in our country, and of course, evidence of lawlessness. Because we are gradually creeping into a police state where everybody is taking law into their own hands now, right? So because the man has a police friend, the man will do the wrong thing out there, and you just call a rescue policeman. Yeah. Rescue policeman will go there
and come with no investigation, and they want to take law in their own hands.
How did we get here? And that's the reason why we are saying our team already chakla it from all year. We inside the country, everything chakla, no here, no tail, not understanding each other. Then you might not invite any kind of national, they kind of no, we want this thing. So your please, the same way you mess this thing, or your people put it under control. Liberians, you have to call your government, you have to call Baka. Like you're the one passing around people water here. You say you want Baka. You bring Baka and Baka taking our country and carrying it all kind of places, you know, spoil the whole country. Spoil the country. You're saying that some of you're very shame. Baka has disgraced you to the last number last. You hear Bishop Samuel Reeves then all confessing, right? And talking about how this is even more than business as usual. And some of you still saying on there, you don't even get food to eat. People who get everything, they're admitting to you ain't get food to eat. Like you say, you're still defending Baka. Right? You're suffering, you're passing around begging people to pay your children's school fee. People who get everything for themselves, they're supporting, they get no reason to get very Baka, but they've been genuine. They've been genuine to themselves and their conscience, and they're seeing the truth, they're admitting. But you're that suffering, you don't get nothing. You're passing around, you're in Waterside really arguing with people about rescue business. Because you don't know here, they're not correct. God put here on your neck, you're not correct. That's why we passing around, people stealing government, you're defending them. You better come to your senses.
They're stealing your thing that should be
your
used for your future. They're stealing.
Then we're talking about it. Then instead of getting vexed with them, you're passing around, say you're defending rescue. We sort of get anybody in the country defending rescue, all the stealing thing, you know, yeah, but to be defending rescue, you must have direct and connection and benefiting from the system in that way. So they want you want to put all that your rescue sentiment aside. We talk about the country because they play the man, people are trying to carry the country now. It's terrible. Baka need to speak to this. Baka need to speak, but again, you not speak because the man that Bobo man. Be here about Bobo, you're saying you're putting on that. See what manner thing that can be happening, the president will not say fine. You just leave everything, you leave it, and the manager exploiting the entire system. It's a breakdown. Security people, that's all the most reverent, sector of the country. Leaks just all over. National security, intelligence, they're all over the place on the street. People talking about it. How can you run in the country like that? Everything just chakla. You take people, then you put them in foreign service. They're more than not get zipped. They call it, how you be foreign service officer, you can just say now you open your mouth, wow, you be talking all kind of things. I mean, we're in trouble. Serious trouble.
Serious one like that. A very serious one.
That comes to our budget because all the things we're talking now, our food, get our table, then everything tied to the whole budget and Baka making fun. So clearly, Higa, the executive and President Baka has shown their face now in the foyer. We told all of you that Baka was the chief engineer in Fonanti's removal. And he liked to behave coony. And Baka is a coony man, a very coony old man. So he playing smart. And the most stupidest argument I even listened to around all the thing was for somebody to say that Jeremiah Kun won't move the man, that's not the president. You stupid. Jeremiah Kun won't move the man, and then Jeremiah Kun able to wake up by himself to say I come and move speaker in the country where the president don't know about it. You know what that means? Then what kind of president? Then the whole sleeping thing we can be talking about that too. They make him very busy. He ain't only sleeping but snowing. They step in the whole executive mansion. Oh man, as soon as Papa run small and go in later, open your nose in the air. Sleeping. So it's not possible that the vice president will plan and execute the removal of the speaker without the knowledge of the executive. All of you were arguing. But now the latest position of the executive mansion, particularly the office of the president, to have written the chief clerk instead of the speaker. There is no way in the law or the rule that the chief clerk substitutes for the speaker. We do not have any vacancy. That is the reason why, right? You always have the speakership election before inauguration. The speaker has to be there because nobody can perform the speaker's duty aside from the speaker. And in the case of what am I calling? Maybe the speaker is not present by resignation, blah, 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 and all the other conditions, the laws are clear on succession. They not say when the speaker not there, then you must send a letter to the chief clerk. This, that. The speaker is still there. The Minister of Information, the government spokesman, was clear in about 2 weeks ago when he communicated the government's position, which we knew and we told you that it was a cover-up to save Waka face. But you know, lies can't something for long. Truth will come out.
It's very difficult to lie.
So they cover the old man, all covering until they reach a point now. We are to the budget. So the journalist asked the minister, minister, so blah blah blah. Which of the two fractions are we going to submit the national budget? He said there's no debate about that. As far as the government is concerned, Funati still remains the speaker, and at which time the budget process is completed, our government will submit the budget to Funati. But your government, your president office wrote a communication, right, ignoring Funati Kofa and sending the communication to who? The chief clerk. That is a clear indication that the president and the government recognizes the rebel lawmakers. Because if he does not recognize the legitimacy of these rebels, Bwaka will not be undermining the speaker's office by writing the chief clerk. I am the boss. You leave me and write my subordinate. In a conflict that you say you do not recognize, you say that internal matter, you don't recognize it. As far as you're aware, you do not have any information that the speaker is no longer speaker. The speaker still enjoy your confidence. When you finish, time to submit the budget. Bwaka holds onto the budget, delay the budget submission, and send a communication, which I'm going to read right now, to the chief clerk. This is it. Honorable November 8th, Honorable Major Sale, Chief Clerk, House of Representatives, in session, Capitol Hill, Monrovia, Liberia. Dear Madam Clerk, I write with reference to a letter, JMB, blah, 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 forwarded to the Honorable House of Representatives from the President, His Excellency Joseph N. Bwaka Sr., informing of circumstances that warranted the postponement of submission of the draft national budget for fiscal year 2025 from the statutory date of October 31, 2024 to November 8, 2024. In the intervening period, the President has been made aware that a petition for a writ of prohibition was filed before the Supreme Court of Liberia by the Honorable Speaker of the House of Representatives, requesting the intervention of the High Court in resolution of an impasse at the House of Representatives. An impasse has been heavily bankrolled, financed, and engineered by the office of the President. There are reasons to believe. Subsequently, the President received a communication from the Speaker indicating that the majority of members in the House of Representatives have requested certain officials from the executive branch to begin appearing for hearing in the joint chambers of the House, rather than before the Honorable Speaker. In his letter, the Honorable Speaker requested that the President instruct his officials not to appear before the majority members, stating that doing so will undermine the rule of law and set a dangerous precedent for our governance. The executive branch also takes due note of the fact that the Justice in Chambers on Wednesday, November 6, 2024, declined to issue the writ of prohibition as prayed for by the Speaker. The President regards the evolving situation with the utmost urgency and is unwavering. Let me see, what is it? Right? About upholding the the sanctity of the three separate but coordinate branches of government. Accordingly, in light of the prevailing circumstances, the president is actively seeking extensive expert advice to ensure a thorough and what understanding of the Supreme Court's ruling and its implications. Okay, but this was the first one that came. Say, Honorable Clerk, Major saying, the president therefore wants me to inform you that the draft national budget for fiscal year 2025 will not be presented on the date as previously requested, pending the conclusion of the various consultations. It is the president's prayer that the honorable members of the House of Representatives will, in the interest of Liberians, resolve the quagmire in the shortest possible time. Please accept sentiments of our highest esteem. Sincerely, Samuel A. Steve-Koa, Acting Minister of State for Presidential Affairs, and that is the position of Bwaka. How do we think this is an indication of Bwaka's endorsement, support, and knowledge about the ongoing plot to remove Speaker Fulanti Kofa is what we're going to find an answer to right now. Now, understanding that the so-called majority have not gathered the legitimate number or have not satisfied all of the legal requirements in keeping with the action to remove the speaker, right? The speaker still remains the speaker. And the three separate but coordinate branches of the government and its authority remains intact. There is nothing that have undermined the authority in any of the three branches that does not inform, any of the other branches to begin considering alternative channels in dealing with, said branch. For example, there is no substantive legal valid point that indicates that whether the judiciary or the executive in dealing with the legislature will have to consider other alternative channels instead of the authoritative channel that exists for coordination and, of course, consultation in the three separate but coordinate branches of our Liberian government. With that known for the record, to see the Ministry of State for Presidential Affairs, the Office of the President, electing to write the chief clerk instead of the office of the speaker in matters of this very critical national concern indicates clearly to every sober head that indeed the government and, of course, the president office is in clear support of the speaker removal. You don't have to agree. Left for you, some of you will never agree until you see your head under the ground. Right? So we're not bothered about that your sick way of thinking. So Bwaka must justify to us why. What other clarity you need on the Supreme Court ruling? The speaker and his team have written the Supreme Court to ask for a prohibition on what was believed to be an act of the so-called majority renegade rebel lawmakers, irresponsible, bribe-taking lawmakers, right, to plot his removal. So when the matter was heard in the conference that was called for by the justice in Timber, it was also established that they have not legitimately begun any removal process. So if any legitimate removal process have not begun, then there cannot be a prohibition of a process that have not started. So as simple as we are, we can understand the one. Bwaka who get all the 40+ year experience, he know it. But ain't you say that a man who get all the knowledge that he can solve Liberia problem, but he say he know that when he say the small little thing confusing him. Let all you explaining it. Simple thing will not explain. Everybody understand in the country. Bwaka say that hey, what you saying get for the some more year experience, he say he understand it. So he got to sit down to understand it, and that what he not submitting the budget. And this is bad. This is This is an endorsement of illegality and, of course, undemocratic tenets. And you can't have a president who was elected duly and democratically transitioned, and that president be aiding and abetting an undemocratic process that seeks to undermine his own government. But our interest is the extent to which this hurt each of us. Civil servants, your salaries. Health workers, you've been protesting and complaining. The budget that is supposed to address this matter, Baka does not want to submit this budget to fanatic Kofa scrutiny. So he accepts and buy into the so-called majority bloc's time because they still believe that when they keep pushing, Funati will resign. So Baka agrees with them. Baka sends a delay communication to the chief clerk so that he will keep buying time for the so-called renegades, thinking that Funati will resign. And when Funati does not, then where does that leave all of us? When the budget is supposed to be submitted on the 31st, in keeping with the law, the president say you violate that law. And the reason for which, oh yeah, budget can be delayed. But then the reason he is giving, they finish working on the budget, they're supposed to submit it, but the man bypass the message, he go read the chief clerk. My people who undermine the government more than the president himself. Here
It sounds laughable. You know, when I sit and listen to some of these things, I'm just always constrained to think that our country is retrogressing. There are, the guys on English, but what they can say common mistakes in English.
Mm-hmm.
These are common mistakes that have been made in government that is keeping the government hostage. But the front runner of the government himself is not understanding that his action is keeping the government hostage. Now, the executive mansion writing the chief clerk. Abu, I don't know whether you are able to lay your hands on some former president's communication to the House and to whom those communications were addressed.
And the following Ellen playbook, they always address the communication to the speaker. Once you're addressing the
communications that go at the House of Representatives is always addressed to the speaker. Now, if the legislature, if plenary mandate the chief clerk to write, or if at the Liberian Senate, when plenary mandates the secretary of the Senate to write, that's where you will hear him concluding with his name and his position. But when letters and communications are addressed, go at the House of Representatives. All I say for now, since they are in this area, I don't know whether the Senate is functioning, but go at the Senate. When communications are addressed, you will hear the secretary of the Senate or whoever that is reading that communication, you will hear them or reading the address of that communication. And you will hear that either the pro tem, there is a Madam Pro Tem, or this person. All of these things are just common things that the government, the president know, and not that he not know this, but this is their fear.
He got 1 minute. So you see, Liberians, the government, correct. The guys are jamming our radio station again. Every time we come here to have sensitive, critical national discussions with you, these narcissists in power will deploy the dictatorial guys that will start jamming our frequencies. But Liberians, you can gravitate to the online, right? But let's get these informations out. Go ahead, my brother.
So when letters are addressed or communication are addressed to the House or the Liberian Senate, it is addressed to either the pro tem or the speaker if at the House of Representatives. But in this case, President Bouaka and his legs understand very well, they know very well that the letter there should be addressed to, or that communication should be addressed to the speaker. But now this is it. You know, I read, have you been able to go through the communication that was sent by James Barney, Senator James Barney?
So that's the two communications.
Yes.
James Barney
And that
replied
of,
to
Senator
Chie.
Yes.
So we have all two. We'll read them for you. But guess what? You see, decisive leadership is very, very important in the country. We've been singing song about it. We say, oh, Bouaka says something that you the president. You are the president. You have three distinct capacity. The only human being that get three power in the country that the man won. Right? The man is head of government, head of executive, and commander-in-chief. In his capacity as head of government, right? The president is supposed to take decisive action in matters that affect the generality of our people in the government. This thing up Capitol Hill has been very concerning. You saw the Senate set up a committee to investigate. This morning, Vision TV is reporting now about 6 minutes ago that the joint chamber of the legislature has come under serious attack.
Okay.
They cease. Whoever have gone there, they are gone there and broken. You can see the if Kuzo is here to pull it on the screen, and you see the video. And you know, in the joint chamber this year, so you see the guy rooted out. You see, this is what is happening in the country, my people. The president don't want to talk. Thing happening in this sleeping. To Bouaka, you don't want to talk. To you don't want to talk. That y'all, all of y'all, right, responsible. You see, the entrance was broken into. For those of you watching live, so I am going to keep. This is coming live from the joint chamber, folks. You see the seats. You see what has happened to the seats? The thing that our country suffered to build over the year, that everything coming get destroyed because of the lack of decisive leadership from the president in critical matter. This thing here, somebody said the president is not aware, the president not support, and the president, all the president party lawmakers are in bed with the renegade. Have the president collected his phone to call the Unity Party lawmaker to say, look, gentlemen, you're disturbing my government. Seize this matter, and they refuse. There is no evidence to that. So how come you're still believing that the president is not aware and in support of this thing? Right?
Trying to see what went on or what took place here. And so this is what we've seen this morning. The joint session is in a deplorable condition this morning. There will be absolutely no section as of tomorrow. As of tomorrow is something. It's
done. So for my
end, we'll say goodbye and have a blessing. Good.
When you say I go preside in joint chamber, you get play to sit down.
Once again, this is the joint session of the
so that money will be spent again to go pay the one.
And that of the Senate. From what we see, all of the chairs were very much dismantled. The employees came this morning, and this is what they saw here. Everything is scattered.
You guys laughing?
No, I'm feeling for my country. Now I'm laughing in a tone of mockery. I'm feeling for my country.
This thing could have been prevented
long before today.
Here, the chief of security.
Long before where we are.
The joint chamber is here, and he's going to be telling us exactly what is obtaining here, because from what we see, all of the chairs have been dismantled. This job was done overnight. We cannot say whether it's the side from Fonenti or the side from the other end. So you see for yourself how all of the
and it is possible. The rebel men will do it to implicate,
no section.
and Fonenti people who have been very peaceful.
Welcome, sir. Can you exactly tell us how this
it's not a disgrace to the country, but we cannot say
And
it's
Chief
a
of Security
fashion
talking.
Chief of Security talking.
or it's a fashion form. The
But I
majority
finish
block.
for the country.
So we are going to launch
The
our
whole country is poor.
investigation today to find out from our security who served here last night.
The men are now destroy
Find out
the
how this
whole
happened.
country.
Yeah, right now, it's not a good sign for the country.
He's not saying not a good sign for the legislature, but the country. So we tell us what happening at the House of Representatives will have an impact on this country's operation. You feel that like that noise we can be making. This is where we are getting to. And who know what I want money when I will go for bill see fire in our area, because this is how it can start.
This is scary.
If security can be over there today, and the chairs in the joint, and that joint chamber is very important, not because those guys are using it for their rebels gathering. And
January, Bwaka is supposed to go
to sit over there and address the country. So another money coming leave from our country. Our country's cover money that's supposed to take care of the running of other things like the health sector, the educational sector, and some key sectors of the government. They come and take it today and can send it over. And these are where people can steal, because the budget to repair all of those things will be something that when they talk about here, you will not or believe. This is Liberia. When we said when that thing started from the onset,
and my Jabatana were talking, say the Russian mercenary,
mercenary will kill people. When that thing started from the onset, we tried to call on the government, the president, even though we know within ourselves that the government is behind this. We've gotten intel. Just over the weekend, I was with some group of high-placed souls within the legislature, and some of the things he said, we listened to the guys lecturing, you listen to them having conversation, displaying WhatsApp messages, messenger messages between they and people. You feel terrible about this country. But when we say these things, we said that Bwaka here is in this entire speakership saga, or Jeremiah Kun here is in this, or how you call Prince Moi here is in this. The one from Mike B, Manuel Nukwe here is in this. You listen to that recording when Nukwe were insulting
and greeted Tifa.
So all of these people, when we said that their hands are in this, people felt we were saying things from the blue sky. We've continuously said all of those people who you see today are the helm of authority now in this country, like Emmanuel Nukwe then, Prince Moi then, Jeremiah Kun. Jeremiah didn't get it power.
So that because they want audit.
Just because of the audit. And there are two things that you see these guys fighting. One, the audit, and the second thing is their own personal or interest, like committees. So the guys, what will happen, because their law even say that there are rules when people are appointed to committees, they are changed or removed only after 3 years. So when these guys come up, their fight now is to start getting hold of committees. That's why you see them fighting. No different thing.
And this is grave. And the ECOWAS commission data communication is important. And we think our partners, our regional friends, all have to get involved. And that's why we will read the ECOWAS statement, James Barney and others to conclude, so that we put all of ourselves in the right frame of mind and perspective to understand these conversations and know that the trend is taking now is worrying. You see the report we just shared with you from the Capitol building, the joint chamber, right? But anyway, so let's go and give us some money and come back, Higa, right? 5,000 is no joke. I see the folks are true. I mean, man, serious, 5,000. So star 799 hash. Select option number 11. Hello, good morning. This is Freedom FM. You're live on the radio. Good morning. What is your name?
Selma Williams.
Mrs. William, did you play the
Miss
cash
Williams.
Miss William, did you play our cash giveaway this morning?
Yeah, I played 2 times. I have only 200 on it.
And you played 2 times.
Using your last mile.
The last 200.
My last mile.
Damn it, but you take it.
You see, I go. To God be the glory, because if other country here with Baka Republic, and the only thing you can do for us.
I'm telling you. Who ever thought that in Baka Republic that Freedom FM will be the rescue?
But that my second time winning, say I won before. You see what the country, the radio station doing for me? That Baka being there with that.
Congratulations. So you now receive the 5,000 already, right?
I already get a message, Papa. Thank you.
I know your whole body feeling relaxed now.
I never had nothing. Go on, say I get it. I was thinking.
Ain't see. Congratulations to you. And so, yeah, but it's important, folks. These are very, very interesting conversations for us to have. And we are glad that we're associated with these kinds of assistance in our people life during these very difficult moments. So let's call another person, *799. You too can be the same. All you have to do is that *799#. Select option number 11, and you're good to go. More 5,000, limitless, uncountable 5,000s are here. Once you go through the process. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Good morning. You're live on Freedom FM. Your name and where are we talking to you from?
I'm from Grand Kidman County, Quema Brown.
That there you talking to us from Nana?
Exactly.
What part of Kidman?
Golakone District.
Okay. Mr. Brown, you played the cash giveaway this morning, right?
Exactly.
How many times?
I played almost 6 to 7 times on Freedom.
Oh wow! Congratulations, you won $5,000. You're not easy income on there. I hear the ones that will be enjoying the government because I hear the one all in the rescue business.
I'm enjoying Kidman because me I want for the hard to come more.
No, not hard now. You be came on board. I hear the one. Oh, we say when also your police, also your police.
Someone there were part of it. Someone were out of it because we know that they probably already broke. But anyway, you're not far from bombing. They make him go bombing on the weekend, so you're They make him go to the hall. Look at the room.
Congratulations, my brother. Yeah, enjoy your $5,000. And so he guys say we should hold it small because a lot of people. We still have time, folks. All you have to do is *799#, select option number 11, and you enter. And of course, you're good to go. You wait a few seconds. You select the currency that you would love to play, right? Okay. So we are also getting that whatever that was reported or believed to be a break-in, all of that, I think is part of planned renovation exercise that's supposed to be taking place. The legislature was set to be renovated, right? And the team have commenced, but we can't say clearly whether it is the renovation team that went to the,
because you listen to the chief of security, you can go do renovation in there or on Sunday.
Yeah, and that the chief of security will not be aware.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if they but they have to tell us, because if the renovation people going, they join security. I mean, the security there will be aware.
Yeah, will have to be aware,
and they will know the people. So when they see them, they will know. So it can be like the Khalifa Sherry. Central prison team. You supposed to do the thing in a day, you do in a day, going in there. So that one there, you got to explain now. So you see, the people got plenty of things to explain in the country right now. All right. So let me see how we can get Councillor Chie Reda, right? Councillor Augustine S. Chie, a very, very Okay. So I have it. Higa, you just get the James Barney response, and then we'll do it. We'll come back and conclude with the ECOWAS communication to Liberia. So why was the budget not submitted to the speaker? The same questions we've been asking. Councillor Chie, he is a lawyer. He also is senator, a lawmaker. So these are critical legal issues and concern, and historical issues as well, because you have to look in history, you have to look at the law, and and all of that. So the councillor asks, the senator from Grand Crew County asks, why was the budget not submitted to the speaker? As we all know, it should have been. The communication from the acting minister of state addressed to the chief clerk of the House of Representatives instead of the speaker on the postponement of the submission of the national budget for fiscal year 2025 is a replication of the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf era's constitutional breaches in previous House speakers' removal. So clearly, that was a breach of the law, breach of the protocol, breach of the chain of communication, the communication chain. Executive Mansion breached that. For what? Because they too want to see the speaker removed. Not submitting the budget to Speaker Kofa and further disregarding the speaker's constitutional authority by writing the chief clerk. I said it here. I say the authority the speaker has, you can't substitute that. You can't usurp that. You can't transfer the speaker's authority in this. That one person, that one office, they call speaker office. You can't tell the speaker authority, you give it to somebody. Same way you can't tell the president authority and give it to somebody. Same way you can't tell the speaker authority and give it. And Baka is supposed to know that more than you and myself. Because Baka finished high school and he got a Babati, a BSc, that time when I'm born. So how can Baka not know all the things we can, and
We're not working government.
we're not wearing government, and then we can know it more than
Baka know it, but he's ignoring it.
so folks, sometimes it's good, yeah, and Sonny. So just the icebreaker for you. So what is in-chamber Justice Grisby's ruling on Speaker Kofa's petition? Same Baka say that one confusing. He understand it. He don't script or understand that. They may say, what is Chamber Justice Grisby's ruling on Speaker Kofa's petition for a writ of prohibition that the president is relying on or is not clear about? Let me say at the outset of that, the speaker was in error for filing the writ. For him as a lawyer, he believed that the speaker team, if he had to advise them that writ of prohibition, he think it was not necessary, which is fair enough, right? Because if he critically take a look at it and all of that, so cabinet
apparently was premature.
Yeah. So our cabinet then Sereno see for them passing around the when people go to go, they tell the men say to go do prohibition. But anyway, that's another conversation. So that is to prohibit the so-called majority bloc from conducting sessions in the joint chamber instead of the main chamber, because this is a political and not a legal issue and falls squarely within the political question doctrine. What the justice did by refusing to grant the writ of prohibition is telling the parties that the matter is not appropriate for judicial review, as it is more suitable for resolution by that political branch of the government, the legislature. The doctrine is rooted in the separation of powers, as it aims to respect the distinct roles of each branch and avoid judicial overreach. The dispute between the speaker and those seeking to oust him, as it is now, is political rather than legal. The justice's refusal to grant the writ was simply to tell the parties that this is a political matter, don't get the court involved, go and settle it by yourself. Why? Because the speaker did not present a legal or justiciable issue to the Supreme Court to advise or decide. As for example, that he had been removed as speaker. The time you can bring the justice in, if the speaker was complaining that he has been removed illegally, then the court can come in. Or that the majority bloc had occupied the main chambers and prevented him from presiding. When the rebel then take that rebel attitude to go in the joint chamber, in the main chamber, they disrupt, they say the speaker not entering, then the speaker can go to court on that one. That is justiciable, right? Other than that, the rest of the other issues are political. You need political answers to these things. Bwaga won't go political, you go political on Bwaga. You'll be adding that, and you'll be mesmerizing. So Bwaga, hey, relax. You gotta give Bwaga some real fire. Let him know say he is president for a high country. Or for other legal reasons. Let me make it clear also that a refusal to grant the writ is not a win for the majority bloc either. So there is nothing to celebrate here. So you're sitting, you rest your belly. Speaker Kofa is still the legitimate speaker until removed by two-thirds majority mandated by the Constitution. The only thing the speaker cannot do legally is to hold sessions, as he does not have the constitutional quorum to do so. Similarly, the majority bloc cannot hold session without the speaker. They make a hold session, but equally so, the rebel that thing they can be doing is they're not session at meeting you. Because you are not supposed to hold session without the speaker. You have to have a
showmanship meeting.
And so but unfortunately, the men who they get as a head of that so-called majority bloc, the men don't go to school. So that's how you're looking. Similarly, because the authority convene, because he has the authority to convene and preside over session. That is the speaker, and only one speaker you get in the country. You don't get two speakers. The deputy speaker is without any authority to preside, if not authorized by the speaker. So greedy God, Tomo Fala can pie around with and be talking in here. And but still you can preside or nothing. All that is saying, my fellow colleague, and there's a blah blah. So showing and be on. That fellow quality na empty thing, Tomo Fala can be on.
I can be clear when you don't
yeah, how can you say he's not still on the play, but he know all that, right? So the country are absent from the only time that deputy speaker think can hold, the speaker got to authorize and say, Tomo Fala go preside, or the speaker is incapacitated, which is not the case, by illness, death, or if he is absent, maybe the speaker travel all of the country. That's how you saw on the 18th, they wanted to stage that coup d'etat. But thanks to the nationalistic courage of people like Color Green, and and Safoko, then they say, we got to stand for our country. We can be here, broad day rebels in clean clothes come and hijack our democracy. We will stand. And they stood up, they prevented that broad day coup d'etat. And the coup d'etat failed, it never worked. So the speaker is back now. Because in the speaker absent like that, then Fala can go because he the one here and something. But now the speaker in the country, so Fala, you monkey now lick your face. And such other officers shall be ensure the proper functioning of the House. The speaker, the deputy speaker, and he's quoting Article 49. So as simple as that, also, the refusal to grant the prohibition neither illegitimizes Speaker Kofa nor legitimizes the anti-Kofa bloc. It is also important to note that the Constitution neither recognizes a majority bloc nor a minority bloc of the House of Representatives. What the Constitution recognizes and requires is that there must be a majority, 37 reps, to hold session under the authority of the Speaker, that there must be a two-thirds majority, 49 reps, to remove the speaker, and that the remover must adhere to fundamental due process, Article 20A of the Liberian Constitution. Furthermore, how is this even difficult to understand? Furthermore, it is a regular session, i.e., for example, a session convened by the speaker himself or by his authority that can, without a quorum, adjourn from time to time or session to session and compel the attendance of the absent members. But the absent members have become rebels. They say they will go all over in the country, but they will not enter the main chamber. The majority bloc has no legal authority to hold sessions and therefore cannot compel others to attend or to receive and act upon legislative instruments. somebody hold Boaga ear, let him listen to the part because it's important. Before you go take our budget again and go give it to rebel then. Because Boaga can do all kind of things. Right? Same Boaga saying looking for legal advice. Let free legal advice I will not give you. They cannot execute their legislative functions, including oversight. Your so-called majority cannot do anything. They are a wasted number until they can attain the 49, and when they shall have attained that 49, they got to go on a co-fast gavel, co-file will relinquish, and then the chief clerk will preside over the hearing, get a man due process, answer a question, and then put a motion on the floor, blah, blah, blah. Therefore, the executive and the judiciary branches and the Senate must not do business with them, but with the Speaker, the President, should submit the budget to the Speaker as required by law to be acted upon when the Speaker has a quorum to hold session. And if anything, the President must be interested in is to be interested in showing that the Speaker has quorum to work on the budget. Here you go.
So we go to Senator James Barney's response. Colleagues are disagreed with the Senate chair's position that in the midst of what is obtaining at the HOR, the Senate should deal with the Speaker. He put it perfectly well that the matter is deemed by the Chamber Justice to be political. I do agree that the matter is indeed political. Hence, we ought to be mindful in our dealings with the HOR, that is the House of Representatives. I also strongly feel the president ought to be careful. The president ought to be careful as well. In addition to the political component of the situation, we cannot ignore what is expressly written in the Constitution. Okay, then he goes here to reference Article 29 of the Liberian Constitution. Article 29 states that the legislative powers of the Republic is vested in the legislature, which shall consist of two separate houses. No one is disputing that.
Yeah, well, you know,
yes.
Article
33. Article 33 goes further to state that a simple majority of each house shall constitute a quorum for the transaction of business. You still have not given us any reason why you think your statement should be.
But the transaction of business you talk about with the speaker, because you have to have a speaker to preside, convene and preside on it. That's why the Constitution say you should have, for the speaker to do business, for the area to do business, you must have simple majority, 37. But how do you have a simple majority? Then you not get presiding. So how you do business now?
Senator Chia, please note that the Constitution did not say that the vice president, the speaker, or the pro tem has to be present for decision of the majority to be deemed legal. It is unequivocal that the power or authority of each house lies in the decision of the majority. Once lawmakers assemble at the Capitol building on their session day and there is quorum, the most senior ranking member presides.
Okay. And he has said that he should have referenced the law that gives authority to this. This is one opinion, a naked opinion. And people like James Barney opinion, don't take it serious. That man, that political parasite, he passing around everywhere looking for political survival. So he be talking to you see, you all saw him doing the CDC thing. You're passing all around behind my gate. CDC move back, so you got to toss on it to appease Boakai for political survivability because he's not quoting any lawyer. First, you are quoting laws, right?
And it's sick. But even the laws that he quoted, or the part of the Constitution that he referenced, and
they're not relevant to the subject matter.
They are far from what he's trying to say.
But when you come here and make a key point, you must be able to tell where you're getting the script from to say this one. Where's the authority coming from?
It is sick when a lawmaker write and say things like this. So we further, then we come in. Okay. The most senior building the quorum, the most senior member. Okay. Example of this is the most recent recast budget. The vice president was present in the building when I chaired when I, chair on executive, presided over the passage of the recast budget. Ultimately, the power of democratic legislatures is vested in the majority.
No, let's hold it right there. Before the public get confused. That period he's talking about, Yombly was not in the country. It did not happen because Yombly was here, right? And then he because he chair on executive go there, so he deceived.
So Abu, even this is it, right? Even when Yombly is in the country, Yombly is in the Capitol building, there is a possibility that a man like Obani will preside as chair on executive. It's possible that he will preside, but under condition. This is something I want you to understand, and I want Liberians listening to understand. Senator Bani himself knows this, but he's just trying to seek political favor, like you said. So, at that Capitol building, whenever there is a communication when there is a communication before plenary, for example, a communication that talks about education, and the House maybe is going through, or the Senate is going through that communication, what can happen is the chair on education will go and preside. Now, in this case, where he's referencing that why the vice president or I don't know who was in the building, when the pro tem or even the vice president is in the building and the chair on executive is presiding, it must be at the instruction of the vice president or the pro tem of the Senate. Now, when you wake up in a hostile and arrogant manner and you think you can just go and sit and you want to preside because you feel you are, no. The reason there is you are the third most senior officer within the Senate. Yes, as chair on executive, you are the third most senior officer within the Senate. So if the how you call the pro tem is busy, maybe she's in a meeting with the vice president, now they empower you to preside. It doesn't in any way mean
it doesn't take the pro tem's authority from
it doesn't take the pro tem authority.
It doesn't take the vice president's authority away.
But you are only given that, almost like Abu in a home. The father is the head of the home. When the father is not there, the mother is there. So when the mother and the father both leaving the home, they designate you the senior brother or the senior sister to the children in the home at that point. You will definitely have to take charge of the house and ensure that things are put in order. That is just it. It doesn't in any way mean that when you are when you as a child, right? You are asked by your parents to coordinate the activities of the house for that period. It doesn't in any way mean that you are automatically the pa or ma in the house, in the presence of your parents. No. And it's sick when people like Senator Bani, who should know and understand the laws, when they start speaking in the kind of form and manner, they just start deceiving the minds of the common and ordinary Liberians.
But we're not reading it,
because it's important for you as a person, as a lawmaker. It's important for you to note and understand that whatever you say out there, Liberians will consider that. There are people, I told one of my closest, now a real friend now, but somebody who normally, he and I told him the last time, he was like, oh, hey, guy, whenever I make error publicly, it's important you allow me to learn my thought. Then you come up because you have the opportunity to come up and respond to my thought, even when it's not right. Then you come up with the fight. I told you, I said, you know why? Sometimes I ain't like my friends going astray in public. Then I come up to erect checkpoint to them or clarify the misinformation that they will provide. There are people who are following me as a person. So once I start to go down on you and start making you to appear like you are dull, you making errors and things, the people who follow and believe in me, they will start considering you as dull person, and they start looking down you, disrespecting you. That's now something that I will want for somebody who I call my friend. I will not want Liberians or people who follow me to disrespect my friend. So if people like Senator Barney, who got their own follower, will start to speak and write in these kind of forms and manner, then they are misleading the public. You cannot go about misleading the public for whatever reason.
For selfish reasons. So
you can't. As the chair and executive, I know you understand that you are the third most senior officer or senior official at the Liberian Senate. The speaker, the vice president, the pro tem, and that of course of the chair and executive. So while when the vice president is even in the building, and the pro tem is presiding, the pro tem can feel that she's the vice president. Once she's there presiding and the vice president automatically enters, what will happen is the pro tem will leave her seat or leave the presiding chair or the presiding seat and allow the vice president to preside. So, Senator Barney, if you are asked to preside like you say you are presiding, and the pro tem enter or the vice president enter, and maybe come and stand over you where you sitting in the seat that any of them supposed to be in, or one of them supposed to be in, and you sitting in that seat, then the pro tem or the vice president come and stand over you, will you still be there and say you presiding in fight? Because you should understand that you were only given the power to preside in the absence of the pro tem or the vice president. It doesn't mean that you are the speaker. So in this case, in this case, right, the speaker is in the country. He's in the chambers where legal business of the House of Representatives is done. He's in the chamber of the House of Representatives, but these rebels are refusing to go and sit under him because of their own selfish and selfish reason. So they are refusing to go. So he's in the legal place with a group of lawmakers. The other guys are on the other side with a group of lawmakers. I spoke to Councillor Kevin Sion over the weekend on the Friday's edition of the Freedom Morning Rouse, and she provided some legal knowledge on happenings like this. So the speaker is in the bailiwick of the country. Not just being in the bailiwick of the country, he's also he's on the grounds of the Capitol building, and he's in the building. He's in another chamber with lawmakers. So you think what is happening on the other side is legal? Or Thomas Fala can only preside when the speaker, even if the speaker is in the building, the speaker empower him to reside, to preside over that over section.
That is clear. The laws are clear on that. The speaker have to give him
when people like you're not saying it.
Yeah, and see. So it's just to tell you, Hagar, that people not supposed to be wasting their time on James Barney. They're being politically correct. Hello, good morning.
Yeah.
You gotta move from near the radio.
Yeah, I'm not near the radio.
What is your name? This is Freedom FM.
Yeah, I'm Shaka Chiwusi.
Shaka, you play the cash giveaway, right?
Yes, I play.
How many times?
3 times.
Congratulations, you won $5,000.
So you still $100 like $1.
Okay, so you spent 300, you won 5,000, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, keep playing. You still got chance. Congratulations. Let's call another move. Star 799 hash. Select option number 11, and you're good to go, right? So let's see. Let's call this person, and then we'll go to the ECOWAS communication. Here I'm getting some information with regards the position of the government on the ECOWAS delegation that's supposed to come in an effort to mediate and have conversations around this whole thing, right? This whole speakership impasse, and it seems as though. But anyway, let's give the people money. Interesting things are happening in the country. Very interesting things are happening in the country. So I'm trying to get the one number quickly. Okay, 888. Yeah, one. You'll be mindful of scammers. This is
And I wanted
scammers.
it made me to laugh over the weekend when I listened to that. Yeah. Imagine a guy wants to scam the CEO of the company.
Yeah. The man can't scamming nowhere. He carry a big head about man for the whole thing. That the man
these guys in the country very serious. They got it very interesting.
Is it Goya go to number I go learn? I go learn script.
And say you have one, but and follow the step. Just listen.
Yeah.
That star 156. No, is it? Yeah, star 156 star 8 hash. Put your pin there. Put your what's that pin? This guy. Yeah, they control.
I gotta put him. I mean, like just sit down. Then they be doing all kind of things. They sit down. They be doing all kinds of things. So okay. So basically, what you just dialed because the numbers.
Like on Friday.
Yeah, 077. What you might call it? Star 799 hash. You select option number 11, and you are good to go. Right? For with a few seconds, you enter the currency that you want to play, and then you enter your mobile money password to confirm your transaction. You're good. We still have 15 minutes, 14 to 15 minutes to get $5,000. So we're going to hold it here and see how it plays between now to 10 o'clock. Then we can call and give out the rest of the other money. So this was the communication from the ECOWAS Commission, right? Particularly from the ECOWAS Parliament. Parliament de la CEDEAO. Parliament da CEDEAO, right? Portuguese, English, and French. Honorable Councillor J. Fonati Kofa, Speaker, House of Representatives, blah, blah, blah. Parliamentary mediation mission of the ECOWAS Parliament on the political impasse at the Liberian House of Representatives, Monrovia, 11 to 15. So they're supposed to be here today through Friday.
Yeah.
Right? Today is the 11th to settle and have all of the mediation. They're coming for what? Mediation. The ECOWAS Parliament, it is an inter-country parliamentary, assembly where the different parliaments in the ECOWAS sub-region sends representation. For those of you from Bomi, your man there has been there. Even Nimba, Senator Johnson was there before. Right? So all of these people, they represent. So they carry information about Liberia. So there is a regional parliamentary decisions and conversations that are held. So yes, they have a right to come to Liberia because Liberia is a part of it. Right? So now, on behalf of the membership of the community parliament, I have the honor to extend sincere greetings and well wishes to you and the good people of Liberia. Mr. Speaker, Liberia has recently recorded some impressive benchmarks in respects of consolidating the gains of the return of peace, security, and democratic systems in the member state, particularly with the smooth transition of power in November 2023. However, the present political impasse at play in the Liberian House of Representatives threatens to mar this collective community effort to maintain peace and security in a fragile region that is equally grappling with the aftermath of coup d'etat in 4 member states and the exit threats of 3 of the 4. 3 countries in the region say they come and leave ECOWAS that threat. So they say ECOWAS still battling the one. Consequently, it is based on this fragility that directives were issued by His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in his capacity as the current chairman of the ECOWAS Authority of Heads of State to seek an immediate parliamentary resolution to this parliamentary crisis through the community parliament. Mr. Speaker, as head of the community parliament, I am honored to inform you that by virtue of the supplementary act relating to the enhancement of the powers of the ECOWAS Parliament adopted on 17 December 2016, that time that the very Boga vice president in the government, The act was adopted December 2016 by the ECOWAS authority. The institution is empowered to contribute to the promotion, peace, and security and stability in the West African region. It is in this regard that the ECOWAS Parliament wishes to undertake a parliamentary mediation mission to Monrovia from 11 to 15 November 2024. The 5-member delegation on the mission will be led by me and includes 2 deputy speakers and 2 floor representatives. Among the objectives of the assigned missions are to gather the root causes of this impasse at the House of Representatives and its implications on the stability of the member state, to engage with the key stakeholders to find a peaceful resolution of this impasse, to promote concrete recommendations to the ECOWAS authority, the Liberian authority, and all stakeholders with the view of maintaining political stability and cohesion in the member state. As the central figure related to the impasse at the House of Representatives, I humbly request for an opportunity to have a working visit with you and my delegation to engage in frank and constructive discussions on this pertinent issue and to collectively arrive at acceptable and amicable resolution to the matter at hand. Your kind cooperation and time will be greatly appreciated so that the delegation can meet the directive on the chair of authority. Now let's go to the conclusion of it. I will be leaning on Senator Edwin Melvin Snow Jr., head of the Liberian delegation to ECOWAS Parliament, for support with all necessary arrangements in connection with the meeting. In anticipation of a favorable response to my request, permit me the opportunity to convey to you, Mr. Speaker, and dear colleague, my appreciation in advance for the kind cooperation to finding a lasting resolution to the matter and the assurances of my highest consideration. Honorable Haja Mamutu Ibrahima, Speaker, ECOWAS Parliament. So that was the communication from the ECOWAS Parliament. And this one we are getting also says that they, and I'm going to read this update about 8 hours ago from our sister Spoon Network. Since several days after Liberia's President Joseph Imambwaka agreed in a telephone conversation with ECOWAS Chairman President Bola Ahmed Tinubu of Nigeria to meet with ECOWAS mediators regarding the political drama at Capitol Hill, sources within the executive mansion have confirmed that the Liberian leader has decided not to meet with ECOWAS representatives. Yeah? And we tell us, Boga knows, he and Bola Tinubu speak, tell him, say, yeah, we'll solve the problem. Then, in secret, he say, you're not meeting the people. Liberia Foreign Minister has informed ECOWAS that all planned meetings with the Liberian leader have been cancelled due to his national and regional schedules. ECOWAS is expected to arrive in Liberia on November 11, 2024 to mediate between embattled Liberian Speaker Kofa and the 43 anti-Kofa representatives on Capitol Hill. The under-pressure Liberian Speaker is faced with a possible removal from his seat, blah, 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 blah. But folks, this is what we have. So the president proved no leadership in resolving the matter. ECOWAS, in her commitment to peace, stability, and security in our country, sends a delegation of parliamentary leaders to come and mediate. We're getting report that the president has communicated that he's busy. He's not going to meet the people, blah, blah, blah. Here,
let's speak us 0776 104 104 0776 104 104 plus 231 886 500 104 plus 231 886 500 104 or 086 104 104 086 0776 104-104-0776, 104-104 are the numbers. You can call us on right here to be a part of our today's edition of the program. Right here, we can just speak few calls, then we do it right here.
Yeah, the phones on. You gotta check it out. On. So 0776-104-104, 086-500-104 are the numbers to call. And of course, you will be live. For those of our friends in the diaspora, plus 231-86-500-104 is important. And of course, are the numbers to call. So while we're waiting the calls, it's important for those of our friends that are playing the cash giveaway to keep sending in your draws, because we are almost winding down, and of course we have more 5,000s to give out here.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
You're live on the radio. Go ahead, your name and from where you call us.
Okay, my name is Mr. David. I'm calling from Matari Estate.
Mr. David, now somebody new.
Williams David.
Go ahead.
Thank you. I listened to your analysis. You see, when a problem is about to occur somewhere, a lot of people will sit there. But for me, the president, that's no way, because these guys are coming, they are veterans, and they know. And you see a fact that they don't want for it to get worse, and they are coming to head. I don't know why it's you or why you're thinking of that he has to go and stop these people from coming. Because if you say he had the knowledge to stop it, then ever since this thing could have gone, it should have been finished. They are going to a month plus.
No, we say he stopped the. Nobody said he stopped the people from coming.
He had said that he was not.
I want to say that he's not going to meet with the mediators that are coming.
Okay.
Go ahead. Let's take another.
Let's speak another person. Hello.
Good morning.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
What I will not meet the people, because he already made a plan with them. If you go there now, in case they move on to cover, they say the president was involved in it here. That's the reason they moved the man. But he's still giving the money to ECOWAS, map and war. What's the discussion they're going to have down there to move on that? What is coming for?
Okay.
Yeah,
let's speak another person. Hello.
Moving to the law.
Yeah, you live.
Good morning, Ghana.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is the voice of zero people in like joining from Soviet the Shofo. But the president refusing the communicator. Now refusing to meet with the delegate for ECOWAS is so strange news. Because we are setting down about normal that the hand that is behind the removal of the speaker is the president. Evident by a refusal to call the United Party law, because you are part of the quote-unquote majority bloc rebels sitting themselves somewhere. If this president was serious, ECOWAS was not even talking about coming. He was pressure those guys. I told them the other thing that this is not good for us. Wanted this ECOWAS democracy. They go back to session and do what is needful. But being they all happy, public speakers. And when they put all kind of things in the budget, it will be a 3 or 4G budget. They pass here. So for that reason, they all happy. The speaker that will do that particular work for him. So you don't see cover as the man who do it there, so he's now removing the speaker, and you know that when ECOWAS comes, the mediation will be like, there must be a tangible precedent, of course, and the constitution should be followed. Let us know as such, you don't want to differ as such meeting. So that's no contribution. Thanks for having me this morning.
Thank you for your participation. This person, you live. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is Jonathan calling from the Oro.
Go ahead from Oro.
Yeah, what happened is the entire saga is going in Liberia. I think the only person that will see risk that if they want for the government to function is the president, because we are still going to go for about law, because the president the government can go about rule of law. He said to go by rule, they go by rule of law. So if you want for the government to function, you need to stay by rule of law. So yes, end of the state. Just a big of the state and send a budget to the so-called majority, it means that the country will go into chaos. And this is one of the information we give that if you go in the joint, as you speak, all of the GM, every move, everything 10 Osaka in the joint on the capital building. So the country is heading to activity as we speak. So we're saying that it will be resolved this year, because there will be no session to go at the joint.
All right, Chief. Okay.
Yeah.
This person. Hello. Hello. Okay. Hello.
Thank you. Morning, Abu. Good morning to your listeners.
Go ahead. I'm sure this is Hussein.
Yeah, thank you, Higa. Good morning to you. So I listen to you. Let me appreciate you and Abu for the conversation. Listening, sometimes we want to play listening role. We are some way somehow trained to call in. Now I listened to somebody when it said the president is involved in the removal of one. That is false. They have no idea of truth. I think you're only trying to just bring the president, image, in a negative form. This person has said, I'm privileged to say this for a fact. I am privileged. He has spoken to his lawmaker from the Unity Party angle. But gentlemen, we have to resolve this thing. Like I said, the president spoke with them. They are not kids that the president will go beating on them and forcing them to do what he thinks is necessary and moving the country forward.
He said they have to resolve it by what means?
No, that he was giving his own advice as to how to resolve, right?
Yeah, but how to? What the advice he gave now?
Okay, fine. So here's it now. He told the gentleman, what's the way forward? That was the first thing he told him. What was the way forward? Some of them have different views and different opinions towards the issues. But he asked, after all about the comments, he asked, what should we do? And some of them, President,
move man from that, man. You lying.
Listen, Abu, let me say this for a record. I am privileged.
But you talking the thing good. So what did Baga say in terms of resolving it? What did he tell the United Party lawmaker? He told them to return to the meeting room.
To demand them, Abu, listen, let me provide the information that I have, right?
But your time finish. You got go.
This person, hello. Go ahead.
Good morning.
Go ahead.
Thank you for the show. I think the president did not have to tell the delegation that he will be meeting. He should be able to welcome the delegation for them to sit and talk, because this is a calculated plan by the majority bloc. And I listened to the Lender Council last year, Councilor Chi. He said that what the 43 men are doing, they are not doing it according to law. They are against the law, the law exponent is on the path of the law.
Okay,
so I think the president should.
Thank you. Let Poga go ahead.
Hello?
Poga, you on. We finish calling all your names. Go ahead, straight to the point.
Okay, no problem to the point, Abu. Thank you for giving me such a great opportunity. Thank God for you, for the bread that have been coming up for the month ago. Abu, I told you for Finger Moreover this morning. Abu, let me be very clear here, emphatically and categorically clear to the point. The coming of ECOWAS, we acknowledge it, we welcome it, but let's get out to the understanding that it cannot circumvent the importance of our laws of our state. It cannot contradict the respect of our laws of our state. ECOWAS said very well that the laws of our state is even above like intervention. So we are saying ECOWAS can come and do all intervention. ECOWAS, that is a very valuable body. I don't think they will take Fadikova to bring the law and resign. No. I think they will tell the quote-unquote majority plan that have it proper and give a meeting at LRG.
Okay, all right. Thank you. Now you finish losing your right already. So yeah, folks, Higa, that's exactly what it is, and the Liberian people have spoken.
Yes, you see me laughing, Abu. I'm laughing at something. You know, somebody posted one of the independent chat rooms I would know of, and it said, the boy, I can't be real for you here. They say, lawmakers angry. Journalists angry, police officers angry, civil servants angry, everybody just angry in the country.
Okay, but we are not angry. Basically, we have no face to fire, just to communicate the views and the position of the Liberian people.
The reason,
okay, and this is coming in. Let me just say it is part of our renovation. We have to redo the whole place before the annual message. The contractor requested this since August. Okay, so whatever that's been reported from the legislature, this is not only limited to the joint chamber, right? It's part of a renovation in preparation for the annual address. I think this thing happened.
Then the head of security at the house is not informed because he should be informed about this.
Then he the one creating the tension around
so
it.
He's not informed. Yeah, but it's okay. It's good that we've been here today, Abu. Tomorrow, hopefully, we'll be here to bring you the Tuesday's edition of the program right here. And so, yes, it's good that we've been here.
And that's correct. So what we like to say as a team is that we welcome the intervention of ECOWAS.
Mm-hmm.
And we hope and pray that this intervention will be geared in strengthening or committing our people to the rule of law. Because if you want to stop your intervention, you have to ensure that you encourage a culture of respect for the rule of law and not compromising on the rule of law. And we like to say this to Funati. Funati, we are not been, our platform have not been in solidarity with you because, and you're the best man or this, that's the no. We're being in solidarity with you because of the law. An attempt for you to give into the rebellious action of these people, we will have absolutely nothing, but it will just go clear that means you finish drawing the line. Yeah. So we're going to be clear to all of you. Our commitment and conversation in these things is because we want the country to be a country of law. That one, nobody will come put their money in our business. We'll not go put our money in anybody's business. As soon as you go wrong, the law come, we'll take the law or something. But the way things are going, and if somebody will come compromise that one, then that means we're compromising the law, we're compromising the justice system, we're compromising the rule of law, blah, blah, blah. Then I want that police still will run in. You don't get where anybody where can just do anything. And then group of people where they jump out, they go to RLJ, they say we're not coming to session, we'll see now here. So that the kind of country will be running. Folks, like Hagar said, we're going to be here tomorrow. Until that time, do have a wonderful time from the nation's capital. Bye-bye.